Welcome to Raw Deal Podcast episode what?
27.
There we go. Episode 27. I am your host, Brady. Joined, as always, by Charlie and Garrett.
Hola.
Charlie, how's the past week been?
You know, life.
Is school done for you?
Done, and then starts back up tomorrow.
Taking that summer A. I know that.
Oh,
life.
yeah.
I know that life. Garrett?
Yeah, school's still in. School's lame.
I was like, your school's a little different, so.
Yeah, a little bit.
I have our final concert tomorrow, and then Friday going to Tampa, staying at my dad's house, and then Saturday I've got the cruise, so I'll not be on next week's episode because I'll be drunk AF.
Drinking the brownies!
All right.
All right, that's it for the Raw Deal podcast now.
If I end up getting a little Wi-Fi package, maybe I'll Facebook call Charlie. I could do that. But anyway, so Raw happened
Overseas.
That's
In bloody London.
it was in London. Other than being in London, is there anything we even need to talk about?
Nope. All right, and Smackdown. No.
All right, grades for Raw. Actually, let's start off. Grades for Raw. I'm giving it a solid F+.
Legit. Sounds legit.
Garrett?
Solid. Can you even give an F-? Is that a grade that you can actually give?
I'm a teacher. I could do it.
Dude.
He's like, oh, let's little bugger this be all good.
Is there like a secret like conspiracy of teachers that all hate one student in their class and they allow that to exist even though like they're like, oh, I don't actually dislike you? Like, is that a secret conspiracy?
No, not usually. Some teachers are just jerks. I mean, it's like any profession. There are teachers that are assholes out there. My first internship placement, the teacher sucked, but I don't. I like all my students.
Students are cool. I want to be a teacher.
So what's your grade, Garrett?
My grade for Raw, I guess an F- since that's a grade you can give. Yeah.
All right, Charlie.
My grade kind of changes as we talk through it because I pick more up on it. So I'll give mine after.
All right.
My pre-grade is D+, but we'll go from there.
E+, nice. All right, so we heard some rumors going into Raw. Pretty much you could have looked up the entire show, what was going to happen on the show beforehand, but pretty much we had some injuries. We had Emma got hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
Again.
And so Emma's going to be out for. I don't even know if they've released the time frame for her.
Oh, yeah. Since they were overseas, they didn't get
It
anything.
looked like her ribs got messed up, right? That's probably what's injured.
Probably.
Yep, Sasha did her thing in the corner with her knees on the stomach.
Right. 2 knees came up. Yeah, she wasn't ready. You guys can go watch the video. It's kind of gnarly and pins her right away. They threw up the X for and everything, so you knew it was a legit injury. This is at a live show. This wasn't on Raw. And then also on a live show, Braun Strowman got hurt. It was his left shoulder that got hurt, but his right shoulder was taped up on Raw, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. It was something weird.
I think it ended something shoulder, elbow. I don't know. It's
Something with his arm, anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, but he's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. That's been the timetable for his return. So hopefully 4. But he is a bigger guy, and usually bigger guys have a tendency to take a little bit more on the long side. Not as young and spry as Seth Rollins. So this was our last Raw that we're gonna see Braun Strowman for a while, which kind of puts a damper on the whole thing, right? We knew that he was hurt. So going into Raw, they've just been pushing him so hard. And honestly, this just leaves it so that they just have to push Roman again, right?
And it's rumored that now they're going to bring back Bray Wyatt and Roman against each other. And, it just feels like such a step back.
I thought they were all right against each other.
They were, but
I like Roman and I like Bray, so I'm okay with it.
Storyline, it's the hottest storyline on both shows is Braun and Roman, and it sucks that it's got to end.
And then compared to over on SmackDown where we get Owens and Styles.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's hard to beat anyway. So we start off Raw. Kurt Angle was listed as not being there.
Right.
And Dean Ambrose was the acting general manager. And then the Miz came out, right, and said that he was appointed co-general manager or something. Like, Kurt Angle needs to get his shit together.
Basically.
This could have been really it's a good idea, but I think it just kind of fell flat.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't like wacky Dean Ambrose much anymore. It's kind of it's come and gone for me. It's not my cup of tea anymore because I've seen how good he can be when he's serious. Do you guys feel that same way, Charlie?
He'll have one segment on a 3-hour show that's funny, and you can't do that. It's got to be all good or in his case, pretty much all bad. So I like the more serious one. I hope. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a heel turn with this belt.
That's true. Garrett?
I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, heel Dean, I think he'd put enough into it that it would be.
He's the last Shield guy to turn. He hasn't turned yet. Or, well, actually, never mind. Roman hasn't either.
Well, that's debatable.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go. All right. Garrett, what were you saying, though?
I was saying something. Oh, yeah, Ambrose. I think, at this point, Ambrose has gotten kind of hit or miss for me. Like, after watching him for, the last, I don't know, whatever it was, 6 months on Smackdown Live, it doesn't sound like it was that long, whatever, how long it was. He was on SmackDown Live for that, he was kind of hit or miss then. Like, even his feuds that he had that were good, that I would say were his better feuds, like, even the Styles feud I look back on now, the only thing that I really feel like that came good out of that feud was AJ getting the belt,
I mean, I got to think, as soon as the Shield broke up, you saw Seth Rollins reinvent himself instantly. And then you saw Dean Ambrose shortly after reinvent himself, and Roman just never reinvented himself. Is it possible that, we're getting a same effect now with Dean because he's been stale? Like, he's getting stale as he goes, because especially in the ring, you can predict how a Dean Ambrose match is going to go, right off the rip, and it's annoying, and I hate the stupid clothesline.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got to at least be a fan of either his promos or his in-ring work, and Ambrose's in-ring work always kind of saved it for me, and I didn't realize it till now that it kind of masks how hit or miss, like you said, he is on the mic.
You know what I like to take it back to, man? That roadblock last year in March when he fought Triple H. I mean, everyone kind of wanted him at the top of the company. That's how good that match was, too.
They had him in the final 2 for the Royal Rumble.
Exactly. I mean, where'd that guy go? He was great then. And then the Lesnar feud happened. And then Mitch the Plant when he faced Jericho. I mean, it went downhill fast, man.
It did.
And then they throw Money in the Bank on.
Now we know that people were blaming that feud on Jericho. But seeing the work that Ambrose and Jericho did after that, now we see who the real problem really was.
Oh, yeah.
It must have just been I got to take it to unmotivated.
It's got to be, right?
Which is where I feel like.
I mean, he has Renee Young, so.
They say that he's lazy in creative, I guess. So maybe he actually is. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he knows how good he is, and he's kind of Brock Lesnaring it, except he's showing up on every show, I don't know. I think Ambrose is one of those guys that needs to write his own promos, honestly. And maybe not the whole thing. Maybe they give him an outline, you need to hit these points so it makes sense storyline-wise. But, I mean, you've seen him rip off a promo just off the top. You can tell when he does it off the top of his head when he goes with what they wrote for him, and there's a stark difference. I mean, and if you ever saw any of his indie work, before he was ever NXT or anything like that, that he was never bad, and he was always crazy and willing to take these bumps. You know what I think it is? I think it's because they don't let him ever take any crazy bumps.
I think it all stems from when he did the Stone Cold podcast. He was the champion.
Yep.
He's on top of the company. He went on there, and they saw just how reckless he can be and how scatterbrained he can be when he goes off script. He was just trying to be himself, but he said a lot of stuff that irked a lot of people in the company on that podcast. And what that turned into was, all right, we have to script everything he's doing, which took away his creative freedom. And he probably feels like he's walking on eggshells in the ring because all it takes is one slip up and, there goes his career. They could bury him that quick. So.
Yeah.
He's definitely an interesting.
Has to get the trust back.
And it's
yeah.
And you know what they need to do? You know what the problem with Ambrose has always been, though, even when he was in the Shield, is that when he goes out there, you can tell some nights he just doesn't want to be there. He'd rather be at home, you know?
Yep, that's that motivation.
He needs an injury.
Yeah, we joke, but like
you're right. He did have the in 2016 he had the most matches, like when you count the road and everything else out of anyone in the company. So I mean,
yeah, that means a lot. I mean, he honestly might just need a break.
Yeah,
it could be very easily. Yeah.
So,
we haven't even talked about the Miz.
Look, the Miz is great. We've talked about the Miz a lot on our podcast in the past. And the great thing about like Miz versus Finn Balor, which we had next up, like Miz doesn't have to win. He doesn't have to win a match. He doesn't have to win feuds. He doesn't have to win anything because no matter what, people just hate the guy and they want to see him lose. So he's the perfect guy to just throw up against any babyface. And people are going to give the babyface a huge pop because they just hate the Miz. It's great.
Yeah, so, I say so.
So Miz versus Finn Balor, break it down, Garrett.
I'm sorry. You said Miz versus Finn Balor, break it down.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get back to the Hangout. Where's the link? Where's it at? Oh, it's.
I need to get back to the Hangout. You're good.
No. I need to be able to. I like to be able to see when I'm talking.
Oh.
It helps me to think. So also you nod a lot, so I get cues and stuff. So yeah, when I'm talking out of my butthole. Wow, that was just buddy.
What?
Yep, out of my buddy. Yep, that's a thing.
What?
No, anyway, out of my butt. That's what I meant to say. So this match, it was a good match. There was, I love that I have a moment like this on every episode. This is great. All right.
Just go, bro. Just go.
All right. So I don't remember. I remember this was a good match. I remember that. I remember there was a weird interruption in the middle where the Miz was like, you're DQ'd. And then Dean Ambrose was like, but you're not. And then I don't remember any particular spots. It seemed like a pretty standard Balor match.
I bet Balor threw some kicks.
That probably happened.
What happened was he was using his general manager stuff, right? And he threw fucking the ref into Balor, or Balor into the ref, and was like, as disqualification, as general manager, this is disqualification. And then Ambrose was like, whoa. So, I mean, they used the general manager. Like, that was a creative part of the general manager thing. But,
you got to think, though, how good of a GM is Kurt Angle, really, if he's allowing The Miz and Dean Ambrose to be co-GMs? Are those his hand-picked guys?
Well, The Miz was handpicked by Steph, so there's that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Angle picked Ambrose, and Stephanie picked The Miz. That's right.
Yeah.
Those are terrible picks.
Makes more sense now.
No.
Yeah, terrible picks, but
you should have done someone. I think it would be really funny if they did that more. Like if they did one on SmackDown and they were just like, all right, Byron Saxton, you are GM this week. And all the wrestlers were just coming up to him and he was just freaking out because he didn't know what to do. And he had everyone pressuring him into like putting matches together.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So next up, we had Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. Pretty solid. Mickey's a good worker. Alexa, I don't know if she necessarily needs to get over more, but she just needs to get a bunch of wins under her belt. Just start looking dominant, especially since when you're the champion and you're that small, like in order for people to take you seriously, you have to just get win after win after win in impressive fashion. So I think that's what they're going with here. Anything that really stood out to you in this match, Charlie?
I'd say my biggest takeaway was kind of the little section before it when they were it was her, Nia, and a couple others in the room. And then when everyone left, it was just her and Nia. And I was like, well, I'm your buddy until it's my turn for the title.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
I love that because it's like heel, face, whatever. Everyone is coming for the title.
Yep.
And that's how it should. That should be portrayed, right? Do you think Alexa and Nia is a way they're going to go pretty early on, Garrett, or do you think they're going to save it? They're just teasing it.
I think they're going to do what they said. I think that maybe next 2 pay-per-views or 2 title defenses, whether that's on pay-per-view or on just on Raw. She said she was gonna help her until she was done with Bailey, right? So maybe till the next pay-per-view.
Right.
And then maybe she'll be like, actually, this person like attacked you, so I'll let you deal with that, and then I'm coming for you, and they could stretch it out a little bit more. That seems like something more like what WWE would do, especially when they don't want, because they have seriously. I mean, it could be straight after though, because they have not given Nia really a title push at all. So that could be their line of thinking as well. She's next in line. She's been getting all these wins. It's kind of like the same problem they have with Braun Strowman is that he's not gone after an actual title. I mean, he's talked about going after titles, but he's never actually had a title match. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah, agreed. So we had Braun Strowman, seen him for the last time for maybe a month and a half.
Oh, that sucks.
It's going to suck, man.
In the arms.
In the arms of an angel. Yeah, seriously, man. So Roman beats the piss out of him, right? Go through some of the high spots in this beat down, Charlie.
What was it? Just
the Strowman and Reigns, yeah.
Well, I don't know. They just beating him up with one hand, and then a minute or two into it, you hear Reigns' music hit, which got the biggest reaction.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to mention that. What was it? Strowman versus
Kalisto came out in the opening promo. Yeah, they all came out. He's like, "You treating me like garbage."
And Strowman's like, "I could beat you with one hand tied behind my back," and it's like, okay, well,
yeah.
No lucha things on this episode of Raw.
Good lucha things, yes.
They both got their licks in.
Oh yeah, did I not mark that match down?
It's just still. I mean, it's like I said, the biggest feud Raw has, and easily the most anticipated one is Strowman and Roman, and
yeah, exactly. That was their marquee. They were banking on that.
That proves
their moneymaker.
Yeah, this was the most reactive crowd was at this moment of the night, and it just shows. This is the one everyone's interested in, even though everyone still thinks that Roman is the worst thing ever.
I think at this point they just like watching Braun beat him up.
Yeah, I mean, even that,
even when Roman wins, they're like still he earned that victory,
But guys, Roman is such an underdog. Look how small he is.
Yeah, he's the big dog.
That's right, and Braun Strowman let him know that he was the big dog too. Braun Strowman acknowledged that he's the big dog.
I think Braun's so hot, man. I would just let him beat Roman again and then put him on the Lesnar. Just do it.
I would too.
I mean, there's no way someone like Vince doesn't love Braun. We always hear how he loves his big guys,
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he does.
They
used to call it the land of giants back in the day.
It was.
You had to be 6'4" or taller in order to just get a WWE contract, it seemed like.
Does anyone even know who the first really big, not super big, tall wrestler was? Other than I don't know, maybe a Hogan or something, even though he was still pretty big.
Hogan was pretty tall, dude. As far as marquee guys, it would have to be Shawn Michaels.
True.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people always say that Dean Malenko too. I don't know who he is.
Yeah. I mean, he was a really good worker. He was people loved it. I mean, Eddie Guerrero too.
Yeah. That's for sure. The whole Guerrero family, really.
Yeah. So after Strowman and Reigns, which that was our sayonara to Strowman for a little while, hope he gets better. Because we're gonna get a lot more Roman, I think, over the next 6 weeks. It'll be great. We had a tag team turmoil match. This was for number 1 contender. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all right, Garrett, take us through the order of the tag teams because it's just I can't remember entirely.
Here, I have it.
I know. Cesaro and Sheamus were in the entire time.
Yeah. So
it opens. All right, you got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna get it wrong. I think it was Sheamus and Cesaro and Golden Truth that started.
Nope, it was Enzo and Cass and Sheamus.
Okay.
And then they beat them pretty quick. And then Heath, Slater, and Rhino come out.
Right.
They only touch Slater, beat him, and then the club, and that goes down pretty good amount of time.
Yeah, that was most of the match.
Yeah, and then they win. And then the Golden Truth comes out last, and you have this glimpse of hope because of this promo.
I was gonna say because they already did the promo, right? And they were talking about look what we used to be. Our Truth and Gold were both. They weren't at the top of the company, but they were really respectable, like pushing for titles.
They got a good reaction, and then
there's something I have to say about that. They keep mentioning this. They keep trying to push this story that Golden Truth don't have a good win-loss record. They've literally never lost a match. Not even kidding.
What? Look
up their win-loss record, dude.
I will right now.
Well, they don't count house shows. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe with house shows, but
they're like 36-0 on house shows or something.
Are they really?
Was the tweet that went viral with it.
Yeah,
because he likes to look into stuff like that.
Dude, oh my God!
Brady and I have followed for over.
Are you seeing this? That Heath Slater, Rhino, and Golden Truth defeat Bo Dallas, Kurt Hawkins, Curtis Axel, and Titus O'Neil, and that was like they ran that back so many times.
Dude, remember we were going through the
house show and you had to watch Curtis Axel, Sin Cara, and Golden Truth against Bo Dallas, the Shining Stars, and Titus O'Neil.
Dude, oh my God. Remember we were going through those Raw house shows? And then there'd also be a match with Big Show versus Jinder Mahal on it.
Jinder Mahal's going to be a champion in a couple weeks, so.
No, I'm just saying, like, I remember we were doing that, and there's just these random matches.
Dude, okay, this puts into perspective really quick segue. This really puts into perspective how much Apollo Crews has fallen. Because now the new match that they've started running back is Apollo Crews and Golden Truth against Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Titus O'Neil.
It really hurts.
The fact that Apollo Crews is now in that league. He's on that tier. He can't even get like a singles match against Kalisto or something.
What is it? He's fighting Hawkins? That's what I was guessing.
Apollo Crews is facing. Oh, wait, who? Kalisto? No. It was Apollo Crews and Golden Truth against Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Titus O'Neil. Like, that is the new, like, they've been doing this for so long. Here we go, bro. Like, Sin Cara, Big Show, Golden Truth against Bo Dallas, Shining Stars, and Titus O'Neil. Like,
damn.
I mean,
that was just something I felt I had to point out because that's something I heard on, I think, a What Culture video or something.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they don't count the house shows. I mean,
yeah,
I can see why though.
They should, But like Curtis Axel, Darren Young, Sin Cara, and Golden Truth against Bo Dallas, Jinder Mahal, the Shining Stars, and Titus O'Neil.
That is just ridiculous.
That's bad.
That has to be like a 20-minute match.
A 5-on-3 handicap, Golden Truth and Big Show against Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Shining Stars, Titus O'Neil. These guys must all hang out though, right? When they have to face each other this much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they're good buddies.
That's probably the match on the show where they break kayfabe the entire time too. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Very odd though. Just I don't know.
A weird thing to push.
Truth, but still, so same thing. I mean, they always talk about on TV. They definitely have not won much recently over the past like 10 years. But you like with how they set it up with Gallows and Anderson going against Cesaro and Sheamus for so long. It was really like Golden Truth could come in here and pick the bones, and it would be believable.
Could have been.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. The Hardys, I don't know. But then the Hardys against Golden Truth is just not a match I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing for like just a Raw, just throwing it out there for a Raw.
Right? Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, sure.
Gives you something to look forward to on that show. But like a build up to a pay-per-view? No, not at all.
So anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus, they end up winning the tag team turmoil match. They run the table. It made them look really strong. And I had to ask, even though they were in there for a while, are Gallows and Anderson kind of tainted? Are they kind of pegged as losers now? Are they not? Is all resemblance of how dominant of a tag team they were in Japan and other places, is that all gone now, Garrett?
I think they've been pegged as losers for a lot longer than we're willing to admit. I think we all thought when they got a title push that maybe they were going to get out of the slump. But ever since they came out in like the doctor's outfits for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row or whatever it was.
Well, that was funny.
It was funny
about it.
It was funny, but it was old after the first time. I mean, whatever.
With Big E's testicle in the jar. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
But anyway,
it was interesting.
It was interesting, but it wasn't what we were wanting. I mean, we weren't wanting them to be the funny guys. We wanted them to be the serious guys. And I mean, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go back and find any of their stuff with them two and Balor in New Japan. And
oh, dude, it was incredible.
And if you'll understand what these guys can actually do when they're given what they're given, what the reality we need to accept with the club at this point is that they're not going to be really the club until Balor Club gets until we get Balor either turning heel or them turning face, which I hope it's the Balor turning heel because I think he was really good as a heel and he could still really be really good as a heel even in WWE, especially with them backing him up and maybe. I don't know, bring somebody else in. Maybe when they bring in Cole, they could throw him in with them. You know what I mean? Or something, whatever. Yeah. Rebuild the Bullet Club.
Hard spot. Because
they're
only going to go even more down when the Revival come back. They're only going to go more down in the card. So
can only have room for one badass bald team, and they're going to give it to the Revival. It's crazy to think that, like, they went into WrestleMania as the champions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like WrestleMania was not that long ago. When was Mania? April.
Giving it to the Sheamus and Cesaro. So
So who knows? I mean, it's only been a month. It's only been a month since they weren't the champion. But even as champions, we kind of knew that they were like placeholders in a way.
Yeah.
So who knows? But anyway, so after that we had a Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins
again.
But, it's one of those things. They don't like to save matchups. They just can't do it. So I don't know what. Once again, I mean, these guys are great. Now, I mean, they have to be the best thing on this show. There's no other option, right? Like the next Raw pay-per-view, considering Strowman's not going to be on it, it's going to be Roman against someone that we don't want to see Roman against. We're going to get Dean versus The Miz, which I'm not really going to care about. Like Rollins versus Joe has to be the best thing on the show and has to carry. They're going to have to carry this show for a little while.
What's going to take the main event slot at Extreme Rules?
Probably whatever Roman does.
Maybe.
I think Alexa Bailey.
They could be pushing the women for the rest of the until Great Balls of Fire.
Some people are saying they might have 3 women's matches on the card.
I mean, they do want to keep adding they want to keep pushing the Intercontinental title as very prestigious. So I could see him putting that one on. That would definitely do it. So
they're going to open it up with friggin'
the Cruiserweights are going to have to be on the main show now to be able to.
It looks like, the Cruiserweights, if they throw them up on a ladder match, they might just. Dude, Strowman going down might make the way for the Cruiserweights to just get a really long, awesome match.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know.
3-hour pay-per-view, chuck them up there for 45 minutes.
Oh, man.
Throw in 6 of those Cruiserweights on a ladder match and just let them go.
No, if it's Extreme Rules, make it like a weapons match. Just all the cruisers. I know that's usually not the kind of style that they would be good with, but those guys are obviously okay with taking big bumps and spots. Bumps. Yeah. So they could potentially put on it. I mean, there's guys like Noam Dar, Alexander and Swan that would obviously take a big, maybe a chair to the back if it was really rough or a kendo stick, whatever.
Yeah, but if it's a ladder match, then you can use all that anyway.
No, I'm just saying that on Extreme Rules,
Oh, yeah.
For the first one. Money in the Bank is going to be the Cruiserweight pay-per-view, probably. Oh, no, that's SmackDown, isn't it? Man.
Yeah, it's a SmackDown.
Robbed. No Cruiserweights in the ladder match this year. Wow. Okay.
Who knows? They might ship some people over. But so the match was good. Anything that really stuck out to you guys in Joe versus Rollins? It was just solid, right?
Yeah. It's just, if you're feeling wrestling, you're into that. But I was just getting Raw was going on a little while, so I was just kind of, and it wasn't the greatest show to start with, so I was just kind of getting a little bored of it.
Yeah. Garrett, anything?
I think that this match shows that they can't just take a match that's good, put it on every week, and be entertaining. Because this match was fine and it was fun to watch, like any Balor, not Balor, Joe Rollins match. I don't know why I said Balor would be, but it's not going to be like the same way. They could probably put on a really good Bray Wyatt and Balor match, but if they put it on every week up until Extreme Rules, when they get to the match, I'm like, whatever. I've seen this match. You know,
you got to be like, dude, I'm ready for this match. And they just kind of give it to you on Raw, and the first time it's like, oh, this is awesome. I'm super hyped about it.
Can't wait to see it again in 3 weeks or something. Next night on Raw.
Surprise.
The next thing on Raw. At least it's not as bad as it was before, where we literally sometimes we get the same match on Raw and on SmackDown within a week.
So we've officially found our jobber in the Cruiserweight division, and his name is Jack Gallagher. Losing to TJP. I'm sad because I don't think Gallagher's ever going to sniff the title again.
Yeah, there's some guys that they could send to the NXT or the main roster. Like I'm talking like as single stars. Gallagher's one of them. Sucks.
And Gallagher proved he can go with the UK guys if he were to ever go over there too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fuck. They might just use
awesome. His whole shtick is really good, but I mean I'm a TJ Perkins fan. I think he's really good. Sorry, TJP. He's no longer TJ Perkins, just TJP.
The artist formerly known as TJ Perkins.
It's good to see him get a win, at least, right?
Oh yeah.
His push is kind of weird. It could go either way at this point.
I don't even know if you call it a push.
His sidebar.
He's either getting pushed or buried, and there is no in between.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it could go either way.
Yeah. There is no stagnant time for TJP ever. Really, really odd.
I know you love his music, but would changing his music to more of a heelish type of music help him, do you think?
Probably.
I
love McIntyre's music. He had the best theme in the history of wrestling, and then they don't even give it to him. They give him some bagpipe bullshit. So.
Yeah.
So now we're already in what you could deem the co-main event of the night. We had Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox.
So, I don't know. Alicia's a good worker. It was obvious that they just kind of threw this match together. Like I said, hey, go out and see what you can do. Probably trying to test Alicia Fox.
I can promise you we will see this again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
With how it went. You know what I mean?
The finish. Yeah, they were very quick. So, it was what? Wait, who got the shoulder up?
Alicia, I think.
Yeah, like Sasha got the win, right? But Alicia's shoulder was up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sasha Banks gets the pin, gets the 3, but Alicia's shoulder was clearly off the mat, and they had an instant replay ready to go. Like this was definitely planned. They're definitely going to run this back. I'm honestly okay with it because that means Sasha can at least get a win and keep looking strong. And it's not the same combination that we've seen, like the Charlie's been bitching about for months. At least we see a different face, right?
Yeah.
Dude, anything to get out of that fucking hellhole circle we've had.
You don't want to see another Sasha Nia match, dude?
Jesus.
She's not like most girls.
It was the pit of hell, dude. It just kept fucking going. And then they mixed the 4 around. And now Emma's hurt, so that's out the window.
Yeah. Well, they got Alexa as champ, so
Alexa versus Bayley, Sasha versus Alicia. Those are 2 potentially really good matches.
Potentially
on the pay-per-view. So
yeah,
why not, right? So
yeah,
Garrett,
I'm down.
You said you weren't too crazy about her. Is it? Which side is it, Sasha or Alicia? What are you not a fan of?
It wasn't the match. Like during this match, I think I was literally brushing my teeth or something because I walked out in the middle of what was the match that was before this?
Jack and TJP.
I walked out in the middle of that because I was like, whatever, I've seen this match before. And then I heard the result of that. And when I walked back out, Sasha was pinning Alicia. So I didn't really see much of this match. But
that's another big problem the Cruiserweights are having. Since there's only 12 of them, they're running into this fucking circle of they've all faced each other already.
True. Yeah, I mean, maybe they need to sign some smaller guys or bring some of them up from NXT.
They need more Tozawa. That's what they need.
There's nothing they can do with it. Neville and Cesaro is one of the matches we haven't seen yet. You know.
I mean, they're not going to sign any more cruiserweights though. They're like,
no.
This is a good experiment. We need to go back into getting the big men. You know, guys.
I think they're going to drop it for the UK show. I don't think they're going to do both.
Stupid Matt Morgan. Fuck him.
Big men.
Yeah, dude. So that's what he thinks, bro. He thinks wrestling should just be a bunch of big guys. If you look normal,
I like to have both. I don't want it all one way or the other.
Same. Like it was nice seeing Strowman and Big Show, but could you imagine if they shoved that down our throats for 3 months?
Jesus.
I can't imagine seeing it.
As many times as they did it was enough. You got it out of your system.
We saw enough Big Show and Rowan.
Fucking Rowan, dude.
In a stairs match.
But we'll go into that soon. So, last match of the night, Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose, I'm pretty sure, just made this match, right? Because he was acting.
No, it was Miz, I think.
Oh, Miz made it. That's right. So, Miz made the match, Ambrose versus Wyatt. Pretty good match. They brought back how, like, they've had a rivalry in the past. And even though it was fairly recent, the Ambrose and Wyatt stuff, it felt fresh to me. Like, I thought it was good, but maybe that's because I like Wyatt. So anything he does is just really cool. He always has cool spots. He's the complete opposite of Ambrose. Ambrose does the same 5 moves for like his entire career. Like, yeah. I don't know. Garrett, what'd you think?
It was okay. It was what it was.
My favorite part was Miz on commentary. I think he added a lot to it.
I can agree with that.
There wasn't much energy in the match, so I think Miz kind of pumped in a little.
Yeah, I think this was a dead part of the show for real.
And
you go ahead, Brady.
Was it Neville on the mic for the Cruiserweight match too?
Yeah.
He added a lot to that match too. So
just to kind of why it seems like they might drop the Balor thing. They didn't talk about it at all. Nothing. So no Wyatt Balor.
Yeah.
Maybe they're deciding to save it. We're bitching about them saving it, but if we bitch about them dropping it, then we're kind of hypocritical, right? So hopefully they're like, you know what? That's something.
I thought that was a good first feud for them. I personally did.
But you know what that means? That means Bray's going to lose again. There's no way Finn's losing.
Probably. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So either way, we would still be like, well, it's good for Finn. But for someone like me,
I don't see Bray touching that title on Raw. That's what kind of sucks right now. I don't see any scenario where he does.
I mean, the champion has to actually be on the show in order to touch the title.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. I mean, maybe when Braun gets it, if Braun gets it, they could do a thing with them. So
talk about a way to just rejuvenate Wyatt instantly. Just have him beat Lesnar clean.
I mean, that would do so much.
It wouldn't it?
Could Lesnar even be Sister Abigail?
Yeah, he did it to him at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yep.
I was watching that pay-per-view.
They were supposed to have a few.
Remember the Bray Wyatt Triple H stare down 2 Royal Rumbles ago? The one in Orlando? And everyone was freaking out. Everyone was like, oh, God, that would be so cool. Wyatt versus Triple H.
Over a year later, they gave him the title, and he only has it for 7 weeks.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Mind games beyond.
It happens. So, Charlie, did your grade change at all?
Nah. I mean, I realized I liked some stuff more than I did, but it was just such a rough week. I'm gonna stick it with the D+.
You bumping up to a C-? No? Because
I wasn't too into the matches, so that really kind of hurt the grade.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't one match where I was just like glued to the oh my god.
It's weird. It felt thrown together, and that was like the show felt thrown together, and the storyline of the show was that it was thrown together.
Yeah.
It was.
That's true. Good point.
7 matches on the show.
Did you say it worked? I don't think it worked.
No, I said that's true. Good point.
Oh, okay. They said that's true, but it worked. And I was like, I don't know, bro.
There were 7 matches on the show and maybe like 3 or 4 promos, maybe.
Yeah. SmackDown's more interesting. SmackDown was, I was going to say good. It was decent.
This week proved again, even though Raw has technically more top guys, it doesn't matter. SmackDown makes new ones. Jinder Mahal already
look at the
feels like a
names we
top
talked
guy.
about. The Miz, Finn Balor, Bliss, James, Joe, Rollins, Sasha Banks, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt.
Roman, Strowman.
Rowan and Strowman. Not Rowan. Roman and Strowman.
Oh, man. Oh.
Don't give anybody ideas.
You talk
Even
about all those names. If you said all those people are on the show, you'd be like, dude, it's probably pretty good.
Nope.
I don't know where they like. Some weeks they just go way off, and this is one of those weeks.
And it's not like we're closing our minds off to it either. Like I go into Raw being like, hey, hopefully they kill it this week.
I seem to still get excited every week at 7:55.
SmackDown's better. Like
I do.
When I'm about to flip the channel and I'm always excited. I'm not, oh, here we go. I'm not Vince Russo in it. Gotta fucking watch this shit for 3 hours.
The man's a legend. I'm going to get him on the podcast to roast your ass. He's going to take one look at that hair and just fucking grill. That's weird, dude. It's a little weird. So
You definitely sounded exactly like a teacher right there. We're going to grill. He's going to grill.
Yeah, dude. He will murder you and your couch. So
okay.
He will.
All right.
Have I told you guys what a selfie is when there's more than one person involved?
Is it what? No.
The things you learn while teaching. If you take a selfie with more than one person, it's an ussy. Also, fuck fidget spinners. I hate those things.
Dude, is it bad? I feel like it's bad in high school.
Dude, I think about a third of the kids in my classes have them.
Really? Damn.
Wow.
One kid has like 5. Like he's collecting them.
They just, because I can just see you're just, you're talking, you look down, the kid's just flickering.
And the kids just.
Don't they make a noise too?
No, they're silent, but
all
they do is just stare at them.
Yeah, because he's not listening to you.
God.
When he's doing it.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, it helps me concentrate. I'm like, yeah, it helps you concentrate on the fidget spinner.
Right. It's almost worse than being like catching them with a phone or something, because phone, you're like, you can either just take it or be like, hey, get off your phone. And they're like either checking a text or just messing around on their phone, but they're actively trying to find something better than your class when they're doing that thing,
If I get my hands on a phone, I keep fucking entering wrong passwords and lock them out for an hour. That way the next teacher doesn't have to deal with their bullshit either.
Nice.
Man, dude, that's pretty good.
Brutal.
So, SmackDown. I'm giving it an 8. No, I'm just kidding. We started out with Randy Orton coming out. Basically, they're trying to make the champ look strong.
Yep.
Basically, did his standard, like, Jinder Mahal ain't shit. I am. A little bit on the creepy side. He's still doing some creepy shit that he did with Wyatt. But,
yeah,
hopefully he doesn't just adopt that as his new thing. I mean, he always did being like the Viper, but
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like he's always done stuff similar to that, but now that we have Bray Wyatt, since Bray Wyatt's on Raw, maybe it will get better. It won't feel like overkill with the creepy shit, but I don't know. Wyatt does it better. So seeing Orton do it is a little weird. What'd you think of the promo, Garrett?
The promo. So this was just Randy going like, "Oh, blah blah blah."
And then Orton then Owens interrupts, and then out comes Styles, then out comes Corbin, then out comes Zayn.
Yeah,
setting up the 3v3.
Yeah,
it was there to set up a match.
It was.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone got in their licks. That's the way I like to put it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
So then we had Becky Lynch versus Natalya.
It was a match.
Charlie, anything?
She's lazy. It's to bring together that
the welcoming committee, and Becky Lynch was all backstage saying, "Oh, we need to bond because they're in England and they have to reference James Bond."
Bloody hell, dude, that was very cringy when Naomi came out. Bloody hell, England! Oh, that was cringe or something like that. This, remember last week and I was like, they're just setting up a 3v3? Well, now it's official. And they did it.
Yep.
You know, we hear a lot of cheesy shit on WWE still, and we have to know that, like, a lot of it probably comes from Vince.
Oh, yeah.
It's obvious that he's lost touch with the audience a little bit, at least a little bit. And this will be controversial, but I have to ask you, Charlie, will the company be better off when he's dead?
Jesus. I can't imagine it will be. I mean, the guy, he still doesn't have every soul thing, you know? Not everything relies on the guy.
Yeah, but
I thought he was even there.
Goes. If he says a storyline is going to happen, it happens.
And if he says it's not going to happen, then you're canned. You know what I mean? He still has all that power.
Go ahead, Gary.
I imagine
you got the guts to say it, or do I have to say it, bro?
Absolutely. I mean, I think CM Punk said that as a shoot, dude.
He did.
I mean, that was him letting it all out. That's the truth, and that's what a lot of guys in the back think, but they just don't say it because they don't want to get fired. You know, like, he's the only one that can say that ever. And he can say it maybe a couple of times. And that's the only guy that can say it ever. It can only say it, and he can only say it like maybe twice, you know? Like, and then that guy's gone. So, yeah, I mean, no one can keep Vince McMahon in check because there's never been that guy. Because for so long, there was never a guy, and he was like, oh, my ideas were so great. And then the Attitude Era was so amazing, and a lot of that was Vince, you know? Just wanting to go all out and be a really good, you know, obviously there was a lot of the wrestlers then too, but it was a lot of his ideas that would take off, you know, and a lot of those gimmicks that we all call ruined from the Attitude Era as a start were his ideas and were great as an idea. Like the one example is the higher power gimmick that ended up being really stupid, but that was really interesting at the time, you know, like, but you could tell that he had that idea and he was like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. And then he was like, but what if it's me? And then that was it. You know what I mean? And that's how it is with a lot of stuff. Like, what if I was involved? What if this changed a little bit? And everyone's like, yes, that sounds great, sir. Yes. And it's exactly literally what CM Punk said. He predicted this while he was still there, that it's just a bunch of nonsensical yes men saying that, you know, yes, Vince, everything you say is great. Oh, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And until that changes and until they let Triple H actually have creative control over stuff, because you can tell with NXT that with all the creative control he has really good ideas and really knows what he's doing.
Well, he lets people be himself, and he lets them develop their own characters.
Well, because he he had to organically grow his own character.
Shinsuke Nakamura asked to be called the artist?
No.
Hell no. Vince looked and said, well, they play a violin during his entrance, don't they? He must be a musician. That's it.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, Triple H gets it because he had to organically grow the cerebral assassin character, you know? Like,
Bray Wyatt made his own character. The Miz uses himself to make his own character. Dean Ambrose is obviously a little psycho. His character works. Everyone, you know, Brock Lesnar is a real legit badass. The people that don't get over are the people who it's not who they really are. Roman Reigns is not the happy-go-lucky guy. If Roman Reigns had it his way, he'd come out there and just tell the crowd what he really thinks.
And he really thinks.
By the way, Gary, I don't know if you know, but your webcam is not on.
Is it not? I'm just gonna cut it off then because it's not working.
Oh, okay. We can look at this round bubble picture. So, moving on, where were we at? We had easily the best part of the past 2 days of wrestling, and you know, this is the second straight week where the Fashion Files are the highlight of both of the wrestling shows. Right? Do you guys have an argument against?
I did. I agree. I loved it. It's 2 minutes. Anything they could do in the ring, like walking out and cutting a promo. This 2 minutes of a little package that probably took them 10 minutes to do. Not even. I bet they did it in one take.
Yeah, they just had some people set up, dip their hand in some red paint, stick it all over the wall, and then had the Ascension in a room growling.
Yeah.
So the real thing is, okay. So they did the Fashion Files or whatever. They came out first, playing to the crowd. They dressed as Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Great. They can actually pull it off because it's obvious that they're joking. When WWE tries to shove stuff down our throats and like they make humor really obvious because they think that we're stupid as an audience, that's when it's like, okay, well, it's not funny because you think that you need to explain every joke over and over and over. It's like, no, we get it. Bri Xango are really good at just doing little things that just make it funny. It's not necessarily the dialogue. The dialogue last week was probably better, but it's the little things. So they're in a hallway and they're talking about how they need to investigate a woman getting kidnapped, right? And they're like, all right, well, we got to find her. So they're like, all right, let's go. And they've got the caution tape up in the hallway, and Fandango like pulls out and just you're supposed to like lift the tape off to the side or something. Nah, he just walks right through it, barrels through the tape, and then as they're walking down the hallway, they start doing a bunch of funny shit, just like the little things. Like Fandango reaches over with his finger, scrapes a piece of red paint off the wall, which is presumably blood, and he just goes and just licks the paint off the wall for no reason. Garrett, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay. And then all of a sudden you just hear like yelling and grunting from a back room. They're like, oh my God, we're too late.
Dude, that's good. You do that voice good.
So they're sitting there, they're trying to go through the door, and Fandango goes to enter the key, the number pad on the door, because the door has got a number lock. He goes to enter it, and it denies him, and he's like, oh no. And then friggin' Tyler Breeze backs up and he's like, get your hands off of that woman, and kicks the door. And the door does not open. He tries kicking the door down, and the door does not move. And then he grabs the handle and opens the door. The door was completely open the entire time. And as they open the door, there's the Ascension standing there in a closet. Two men standing in a closet. I don't know what.
Chain.
So, and they just turn and just look at Bri Xango. They just they just look at him, and then then Bri Xango slowly backs out of the room, closes the door, and then they just go back to grunting and yelling. Like it's the weirdest thing. And this sets up a match for after the commercial break, but like it was just so genuine humor. Like it's so hard to come by, to where they just said, all right, this is what you're gonna be doing. Go make it funny. The Ascension are funny guys. Bri Xango's funny guys. Like, just let them be themselves. You know, and especially when, like a couple months ago, more than a couple, like 6 months ago, we were like, all right, well, Bri Xango's done. They're getting jobbed out. They're done. And I don't know. It's so nice to see that they're genuinely being allowed to be funny. It's great. I
love literally everything about it, personally.
It's so good. Garrett, anything you want to add?
I think this is a perfect example of when wrestling goes right, when they have no confidence in it whatsoever. Like I could compare this situation to Heath, Slater, and Rhino, and how they organically grew. And even
it's like WWE just said, hey, Slater and Rhino, here, whatever, go do something, do whatever the hell you want, because they didn't care enough to even script it.
Nope. And so they went out there and they were actually good. And people were like, hey, I'm into this. I hope they win the belts. And then they did. They had enough confidence. That shows a lot, that in one pay-per-view build-up, that we can actually build up enough confidence in WWE for them to give somebody the belts that you would never see in a million years getting the belts. Which I think is what's going to happen here, hopefully. Because I would honestly buy Bri Xango as champions. And I could have them feuding as the faces against, the Usos for a couple of weeks, or for a couple of pay-per-views, Like, it could be good. And they could put on good matches, and I would buy it, And whereas, like, I don't know, pick any other team on SmackDown, right? And we were kind of a little bit, excuse the pun, hype for that when they got the nod, when they were going to be.
Yeah. And there goes that connection. So, one thing. Oh, there you go. You're back, Garrett.
I was saying, the Hype Bros is an example of a team that we could have bought into, that they should have, if there hadn't been injury, we would have gotten a push, and we might have ended up with a really good team. But just pick any of the teams on SmackDown that you think might organically grow, like the Clones or.
They ain't organically growing shit.
Well, I'm saying that could potentially, and they're just not in the same position Bri Xango is. We've seen Bri Xango for so long now, but like the difference between them and the Golden Truth, which is the team that came around at exactly the same time, we like them for different reasons. We like Bri Xango because we're like, man, these guys are just, you can tell these guys are going out there every week, and no one's telling them what to do. They're just like, you're going to be on the show, go figure something out. Here's a brief idea of where you need to hit with it, but just go, and then they go.
Yeah, just let them run with it.
The WWE fans appreciate hard work, unless
unless you're Roman Reigns,
unless you're Indian. So
or Roman Reigns.
Oh,
I skipped over something. I apologize. Those that were really waiting for us to talk about Mojo Rawley sitting backstage babysitting some kids.
Yeah, it was bad, dude.
I didn't even put it in the list.
Charlie, what'd you think about Mojo Rawley showing his very hard structure to kids?
Grace to Andre the Giant. A fucking waste of space to the SmackDown Live roster.
Go ahead, cut a promo. Tell Mojo Rawley how you feel.
Dude, I mean, you could do something with the guy, but then you fucking have him walking around with little kids showing him the Andre the Giant thing, and he fucking wants to bone Andre. Let's be real, the guy wants to see how big his cock was. So that's where we're at.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're at, bro. You go from
hey kids, you wanna, dude. But what if he would have been like, "You kids want to see my Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy?" Not really.
He pushing as like a fucking pedophile,
dude. But no. If he would have asked if they wanted to see his trophy, and they would have just responded. Not really. All of them.
That would have been dude.
That could be his thing. Can you feel it?
Nope.
Yeah, so it was a little weird.
No comment.
We also flashed over to Rusev. It was like a selfie.
Dude, another guy. Dude, yeah. I'm telling you, I think they're gonna fucking book him. Sorry for swearing. They're gonna book him to just walk out and beat Orton right away. I got hyped, bro. I got scared.
I hope so.
I got hyped, so I started fucking. Oh my god!
Dude, we're never gonna stop swearing on this show.
Just flow out. Damn,
dude,
it's so natural talking about wrestling.
I don't know. I get so hyped around him.
We get hyped. No, we don't. Wait, that's not even the right words. No, I'm done.
So, just a disappointment.
Welcome to the Cringe Podcast.
So we have varying, we have varying opinions on the next segment. As the person who's probably the most neutral on this, Garrett, I want you to break down the Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan match.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you call me neutral on this. I mean, it was a match. I mean, it was the Wyatt guys on the same show. They should have moved. This is the example of why they should have moved Harper to Raw. He had a better chance over there. Maybe in the IC title division over there. I don't have any idea. Yeah, he was set up really well and booked really well for a couple of weeks on SmackDown, and then the feud ended between Orton and Wyatt. So,
and now they're sticking him with the worst guy on both rosters. So,
yeah, I don't.
Let me just throw this little stat out there because I got curious. Who he lost to, right? That was Eric Rowan's first win on WWE TV in a singles match since May 11th, 2015. Throwing that out there.
2 years ago. Wow.
Yep. Practically, yeah, 2 years ago on the day tomorrow. So, yeah.
Wow. What a joke.
And he beat him in 4 minutes.
How would you guys book Eric Rowan?
Cut him off the show. Dude, there's nothing they can do with him. I'm being serious. Unless they did some creepy clown gimmick. That's about it.
How would I book Rowan? Yeah, I would book him as a freaking monster, dude. He's big enough. You can have that guy on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, he was ranked the #1 wrestler born in Minnesota last year. So
Is that even an accomplishment?
Isn't Brock Lesnar from Minnesota? Hold the phone here.
Yeah, wait a minute.
no, he's not.
No, wait. He's from the other M state.
Dude,
the
he went to the University of Minnesota.
Oh yeah. Well, doesn't mean he was born there though. He could have just gotten a scholarship.
Where was Brock?
You got to think every college probably wanted Brock Lesnar on their collegiate wrestling team.
Webster, South Dakota. Get fucked.
Okay. Correct.
Not.
I don't know. I'm just saying, man. They had something with Luke Harper, and it's gone. It is gone. So, hey, if having him face Eric Rowan and losing to Eric Rowan because he picked up his mask and was going to go hit him with it is the reason, So.
Look, bro.
Look, being named the top wrestler out of Minnesota is like being named the best hockey player in like, I don't know, Arizona or something. You know what I mean? Like they came out of Arizona, which is probably
a very thriving hockey community right now.
I am aware, but this isn't a hockey podcast. Anyway, if it was, I'd be talking about the game going on right now that matters to me. But what are you to do? Anyway,
If it really mattered, you wouldn't even be on this podcast, bro.
I'm not gonna miss a podcast.
All I know is, dude,
for a game I don't even get.
All right, bro. You know what? I've listened to you guys roast Eric Rowan enough.
it's not roasting, man. It's
Not bro.
nothing they can do with him. It's not his fault. I mean, what could he do?
You guys are just haters.
The way they have him look and everything
It's because
else.
he has red hair that you don't like him.
The man doesn't even have hair.
He's got a red beard, okay? So
that's kind of cool. You got to admit, I like the
Ginger
beard.
beard.
well, no. Bro, don't hate on the man for 5 minutes and then turn back on your word. You listen here, boy.
I don't date the man.
I think Harper and Rowan put on pretty good matches. They have really good chemistry. They're the closest thing to a monster tag that we could have. The last time we had a monster tag that I actually cared about was probably Kane and Undertaker back in fucking 2001.
But
So
you have to agree, Harper is miles better than him.
oh, he's absolutely miles better than him.
Okay.
But I don't think Harper needs to be in like the main title picture right now because we know he's going to lose. They could put him against Randy Orton right now and he would lose because they don't see much out of him. This is a stepping stool, and like this is a good step for Harper and Rowan both. They can show that they can put on good matches. Rowan just has no personality right now, and Harper's personality is that he's an ex-Wyatt. So
I know. They just got to get him away from each other.
Throw them in a tag team. I think you put them in an Extreme Rules match. You have them. You put these two guys in a last man standing match. Not at Extreme Rules, right? Whatever. Throw them on a pay-per-view match. Last man standing. Have them beat the ever-living shit out of each other, and they both don't like it. It becomes a draw. Both men lose because neither of them can just get up because they're just both dead.
Like a multi-table spot or something.
Yeah, exactly. Do something nuts. Do something like that, and then not next night, but 2 nights after that, the next SmackDown after that, they come out and they're like, what are we doing fighting? Why don't we just, go kick some ass?
What do you call them?
I don't know.
The wrestlers formerly known as the Wyatts.
That's the point, but I just, as of right now, it's just bad.
The tag team
You
formerly
could do
known.
that with them.
Call him Harpin.
With Sheamus, right? That guy was in the bottom of the gutter, and they did that best of 7. And
Yeah, I'm not saying you need a best of 7 with these guys, but yeah. Fucking let them go at it, man.
I
They got the chemistry. This is better than Harper being – honestly, I think this is better than Harper just beating on a bunch of little guys or Harper just not being on the show because that's pretty much his other 2 options. There's not a spot for him right now.
I think the only spot I could see him in at this moment with everyone else locked in their feuds is they could have done him and Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, but Dillinger's
That's about it.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Because he's new.
That's fine.
You need Harper to win.
Dude.
Rowan can lose and not and be fine.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown's got these guys at the bottom of the barrel called Eric Rowan and Aiden English who will never win a match.
Do not say.
Never mind. I mean, never mind. I should say they're booked at the bottom of the barrel.
Eric Rowan probably sings better than Aiden English.
You know,
Correct.
I mean, Eric Rowan just beat an Intercontinental Champion last night, so and a tag champion. So,
moving on.
His new mask
comes out. What?
His new mask. My last word. His new mask is cool. I'll give him that.
There we go. All right, there we go. Some positivity. So Dolph Ziggler comes out, cuts a pretty good promo, ends up confronting Shinsuke. What'd you think of this, Garrett?
I thought it was great. My dad, who didn't really understand why Shinsuke was so good. I mean, I've been telling about him ever since like there was a possibility of him coming up this past cycle of wrestling. That as soon as I saw that he was getting booked in his rematch with Bobby Roode, I was like, you got to be prepared because this guy could show up on either show after WrestleMania. And he was like, oh, well, what is it about? And I think I tried to show him a little bit of the thing. He just didn't really get the Japanese style. Like I think I tried to show him Okada versus Omega, and he didn't even really like that because he just doesn't like the Japanese style, which is fine. But he said that those small little bits of offense that he saw from Shinsuke, the stiff offense, sold him on him. He already liked the entrance and the presentation, but he just that little bit of offense that we got was enough to swing somebody, So I loved it. I thought I'm hyped for this match. I want to see Shinsuke versus Dolph because Dolph can sell like crazy, especially with that strong offense. I think it's going to look just amazing.
Just throwing him in there, throwing Nakamura in there against a guy that can sell, just like what they did with Sami Zayn during his debut.
Oh yeah.
No one cares about the outcome of this match. We all know that it's going to be Nakamura winning, but I don't care, right? Do you feel that way, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a great job with it. It's you're looking forward to them facing each other because they haven't even had one of their classic mixed tag matches that they've done with another feud.
That's true. They're actually easily Nakamura. Thank God.
Yep, they could easily throw because Ty Dillinger has a little thing with English. They could easily throw Dillinger and Nakamura against English and Ziggler and, just like they're doing with the upper feuds. And they're not. They're saving it. And I think it's really good.
It's smart, but I don't think it's going to work the way they think it is. I think that they think when we say we don't want them to treat him the way he deserves to be treated as Shinsuke Nakamura, that they think, well, if we just save his matches for his first match for a pay-per-view and then book him the way we book everybody else, they'll be fine with it. But what they need to do is let him just be him. And they've already taken away his King of Strong style gimmick. So they just need to at this point, they just need to let him have really good matches. But they've already proven they really can't do that with someone that's organically has made a super following throughout that and penetrated the entire universe, like Nakamura, like Bayley, like Dillinger, and these guys that they just can't let, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe the creative people have some sort of complex about needing to have some sort of control over everything. But it seems like when they get these people that they can just throw out there and they're already super over, they just can't let them be that way. They have to do something that makes us go, oh, are they? I don't know, but it ruins us for those who are paying attention. And those of us that are just regular people that are like, oh, whatever, you lost, right? But they don't, I guess people just don't get it. And I found like a wrestling, like an old school internet wrestling fan, but whatever, I don't care. I fear the same thing that happened with Bayley, where he has good matches, but he does not get given this amount of time to really cap off a match, where the build just gets interrupted by a Kinshasa or something. Then, because he's a really psychological storytelling type wrestler, and they just don't do well with those kinds of people,
I think that this will potentially be the co-main event of the next SmackDown pay-per-view. And it's going to be cool because we've got we've got headlining, hopefully Styles and Owens go on last, Ziggler and Nakamura right before that. You throw in like a bit of a cool down match. Actually, no. They'll probably do Owens and Styles last, and then they'll do the title match right before that between Mahal and Orton, and then right before that they'll do a cool-off match that goes after Ziggler and Nakamura. Maybe, I don't know. They'll probably open it up with the tag match, the Bri Xango.
They're also going to have Corbin versus Sami Zayn.
They'll probably throw Corbin, Sami Zayn after.
Which is another feud they've been booking well. It's not for a title.
Sadly, I could see us saying, yeah, Corbin and Zayn was really good, but Ziggler and Nakamura was so good that we couldn't really get into the match.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen.
And you know that they would cut the shit out of the time. They're going to let Ziggler and Nakamura work way longer than they probably should.
Yeah, I have this feeling they might throw Shinsuke right in with John Cena right after this.
It's possible.
Kind of
He's
pull
supposed to be coming back a lot earlier now, so
kind of pull like an AJ on the whole thing.
I mean, no one saw that coming.
They did it with Owens. They did it with AJ. Why not Nakamura?
Yep.
And it would be. And Cena's a good enough worker that he could put on probably a spectacular match.
Bro, he's got 5 moves. You kidding me?
Nah, he can go. Come on.
Who has more moves? Fucking Rowan or Cena? They're both under 10, right?
I don't know.
And the real answer would be Finn Balor.
I also have this theory. It kind of ties into all this. With Rusev, because they had the promo, I think like right around this, where he was like, I want my title. He's showing up to SmackDown next week, right? And I think what they might do is they might be like, okay, we'll give you the chance. We'll throw you in the Money in the Bank match. So I think everyone's, Corbin written in stone might have to be scaled back a little bit. With
they might throw both of them in the Money in the Bank. How far away are we from Money in the Bank? And how long is Cena?
Next after Backlash.
How long is Cena taking off?
Cena's coming back that time. He's coming back right after Money in the Bank. That Monday. Or Tuesday. He might show up on the pay-per-view is what they were saying.
Okay.
Raj was talking about it, how he's not waiting till SummerSlam anymore. He's coming back early summer.
I was going to say, because they could do something where he showed up the week before, and he was just like he walked up. They could do like a cocky Cena angle where he comes back and he's like, I want my title shot, and goes up, and then whoever is the champion at the time, Mahal, Cena confronting Jinder. But no, like he comes out and he's like, you know what? Time to take the title back. SmackDown's my show. Comes out, and that's when Shane comes out or something, and he's like, hey, on this show, opportunities are earned. He's like, I will not give you a title shot right away, but what I can give you is an opportunity at the title in the Money in the Bank match. And then in the match itself, we see a Cena and Nakamura stare down.
Dude, I have this feeling. I haven't seen it anywhere. But I was just, while we're talking about this, I've had this feeling that might be the go-to. Because like you said, they did it with Owens. They did it with Styles. Why not?
That's true. Nakamura wins the Money in the Bank, and we get a heel Cena, like finally, like actual heel Cena, where Cena's about to win in his return match, and Nakamura shoves him off the ladder and wins it. And then Cena's just super salty about it.
Beats the hell out of him.
Be interesting. So Ascension versus Bri Xango. Bri Xango squashes him, which is good. They need the momentum going into their big match. What?
Yeah. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anything to add with that from you guys?
Nah. It was a good win. Usos came out and cut a cool promo after.
Yeah, that's true. Usos are coming into their own, which is nice. So
yeah.
I'm looking for that match. I think Bri Xango and Usos, I think they're good. So
they've done a much better job with Backlash than they did with Payback.
And then I'll be honest, I didn't catch the main event at all. 6-man tag match. So it was what
Owens, Mahal, and Corbin against Zayn, Styles, and Orton. Mahal got the pin, which is the biggest takeaway.
That's true. That was his cleanest win so far. I did remember seeing that it was a clean win for him.
It was
not completely clean, but he actually got like the legit pin.
Right. But okay, so it was one of those spot fest matches where like halfway through the match, everyone just starts coming in and hitting finishers, like in and out. Like everyone gets knocked off the apron from like a hot tag or something. And so like everyone just comes in and hits their stuff, and then at the end it just happened to be gender.
At the end it turned into a spot fest, but it was a 25-minute match. They gave it time.
I wasn't saying it was a bad match or anything. I mean, there was names in the match enough to make it a decent match, but it felt like it was forced at the end. Like it was just one of those classic 6-man tag matches they have every week on Raw or SmackDown.
At the beginning of the show, and it's all the feuds intertwined.
The fact is, Raw ruins all of the 6-man tags. So then when we get on SmackDown, we can't enjoy it.
It's true.
I mean, I think the biggest thing from this, Kevin Owens can make a headlock look good. He makes it entertaining.
Headlock master.
I mean, that's a skill, man. Because he's a little.
We always talk about
Can you redo that, Charlie? What does he do?
That's a one-time thing, man. I don't know.
We talk about ring psychology on this show a lot, and Owens has it. It's just he gets shoved into these feuds that sometimes don't work. Like him versus, and you could argue that their match at the Royal Rumble was really good, but him versus Ambrose, I felt like Ambrose was lacking in that feud. Yeah. Like anyone else could have had that title.
Ambrose has been lacking in every feud for the past 2 years.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
So anyway, grades for SmackDown, Charlie.
It's one of those things we talk back over it, and I feel like I liked it more than I actually did. But I don't know. I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored during SmackDown, but I wasn't the most entertaining thing I've ever watched. So I'll give it a B-. Because I was not bored during that 2 hours, so I can't hate it.
I'll go ahead and give it a C+ because I was just this was whatever. It was what it was going to be. You know what? I have to say this too. The reason why did I get cut off again?
Nope, you're here.
No, you're good.
Oh no, okay. The screen froze. Anyway, I watched Raw with commercials this week, and that probably killed Raw for me no matter what. That was a mistake. But like my DVR would not record Raw for some reason. Like,
see that flipping right away.
Yep. I missed like the first 2 minutes of it or something, but I got to see the whole show. But yeah, SmackDown I got to actually watch on recording, and it was like I sit down and maybe I feel like I always come away feeling like these shows were better having watched them without commercials, but I really watched how bad Raw is sitting there for 3 hours, actually watching it live. I can't imagine anyone that actually sits there and watches it while it's on. It's got to be rough,
dude. On those bad weeks, it gets bad, man. Like
that's how it is for me. I don't have a DVR, dude. I have to watch it.
Yeah, he has to watch it.
Oh man, ugh.
It's rough. But anyway, I'll also give it a B- with Charlie. I'd be in like the C+ territory, but Fashion Files was too good. I thought Dolph's promo was pretty good. So I don't know. They had some people to like bring it up. Like Raw didn't have anyone that could really save the show. Like Joe and Rollins maybe, but we've already seen it before. So
yeah, exactly. It's the extension of the feud. It's
So once again, SmackDown wins this week, hands down. We all believe that. So
we all believe that.
Oh God, was that supposed to be Roman?
It was either supposed to be Bo Lee from Believe in Bo or Bo Lee Dad.
All right, but that like I said, we're gonna try to. I would like you guys to have some sort of guest on next week. I don't know, Charlie. Maybe you can ask around on the Twitters. See if anyone wants to come on with you guys. And I don't know, we'll throw around some ideas. See if we can get a different third in.
You'll be on the cruise being a
I'll be on the cruise. It'll be fun. So
the Apollo cruise? No.
And then it's on the job hunt. So then we'll see what happens.
Job grind.
We will see you guys. They'll see you next week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Post backlash.